Got some machines you need to move around your shop? Ever wonder how good some of those mobile bases are? Well, I've got a comparison of 4 mobile bases I have in my shop to let you know that they are not created equal. Okay, so I'm here and we are going to look at 4 different machines that I have that are on mobile bases, and we're just going to do a little comparison of them to let you know that there really is a big difference when you're looking at different mobile bases. The first one I want to look at is the one right here, and this is a 15-inch Grizzly wide belt sander, and on the bottom of it there is a Bora Portamate super heavy-duty mobile base. It's an adjustable mobile base, and I have a unboxing and a assembly video on this, and it is a nice mobile base. It's been in the shop for just a couple days here, but it is a nice mobile base so far. So a couple things about it that are great. It has actual ball bearings on each of the wheels, not just up on the top where it pivots. These two in the front here pivot, but the actual wheels themselves each have 2 ball bearings, and those ball bearings just help it to move easily. The other nice thing about it is that the orange levers you see on both sides, those allow the stabilization of the base. You can move it into place wherever you're going to use it. You can put those down and then it keeps it from moving, and you can do that completely with your foot. You don't have to get down and actually screw something to the ground, which all the other mobile bases in the shop do. So that there causes it to not roll anymore, and then you can just lift that up with your foot and it will roll again. So I can grab this here. I don't have any worry about actually damaging this, and I can move this with one hand while I'm videoing with the others. It does not take much at all to move that, so that is a really good thing. Next to it is a Shop Fox base. It's also an adjustable base. It's got 4 wheels on it. Again, for this one, instead of having the orange lever you can operate with your foot, there's a little screw there to do, which is not a bad thing. You know, if most of us are mobile enough, we can get down and unscrew it, but it's a feature that's not quite as nice. This base I did not purchase. However, it came when I purchased the shaper. I don't know how old it is, but I do know this. Within a half a year of getting it in the shop, I had to go in and replace each of the casters because they had completely disintegrated. It is a 1,000 pound rated base, supposedly, and it has 600, maybe 700 pounds with the shaper and with the power feed, and the wheels just disintegrated on it. So it does not move quite as nice. Again, it doesn't have the ball bearings on the wheels, and so it doesn't move very quite as nice as the Bora next to it. But it's something to keep in mind. The weight rating on this is 1,000 pounds, and it's got like maybe 700 pounds on it, and it's just hasn't held up with that. Next to it is the most spectacular fail when it comes to mobile bases. This came in a box. It only has, it's a Harbor Freight tool. It says 41915 mobile base. It says 300 pounds. And I said, how bad could it be? I can assemble it, throw some wood in there, and I can put this Performix 1632 plus thickness sander on it. So how bad could it be? Well, it can be pretty bad, because even at 162 pounds on a 300 pound base, this thing, it takes, you can't, like right there, I'm trying to move this and I can't. I can't. You know, this too has a lever down here for the foot, but it's hard to move straight. You can't turn it. Turning it's awful. I used to have it over where the Grizzly thickness planer is, and it just moves awful. again, this is a really light machine. This is not a heavy machine. It's 162 pounds. And this mobile base, it just does not work well at all. So, so something to keep in mind. I'm not quite sure what it is. I've tried to figure out if I did something wrong putting it together, but it is put together just how it's supposed to be put together. It does not work well at all. So again, that's a Harbor Freight 300-pound mobile base with, you know, half of the rated weight on it, and I can't move it. Next one is a really good mobile base. It's made by HTC. They just make quality bases. I'm very happy with it. I've had this on underneath this machine. This was my joiner planer, and I have it set up just as a joiner now. And I've had nothing but good things about this. I've had it for 30 years under this machine. Never had any problem with it. When I need to move it, it moves really easily at this point. I'm assuming that there is ball bearings in there because of how easy it moves. These you have to, right here, you have to tighten and loosen the wheels through that knob there. There's one on the other side. But with this off, just a couple turns there, move over to the other side here, couple turns there, and there's even a bunch of sawdust under there right now, but you can see very easily, I can very easily move this. And I'm not quite sure how much this machine is, but it has never had a problem. I move it anywhere I want to. HTC has always made great bases. I actually looked to get an HTC custom-made base for the planer, not the planer, but the thickness sander. And they don't, I don't think they make custom-made bases anymore. And I quite frankly couldn't find a whole lot of information on them. So I don't even know if they're in business anymore. So that's just why I decided to go with a different base. I saw in one chat that someone had said that they had stopped making custom welded bases like this one, and they had gone to a similar one-size-fits-all universal adjustable base. But HTC bases, that works great. It always has. Just wanted to jump in here and let you know that while I was editing the video, I did some research on HTC, the company that makes the base that's underneath this planer joiner that I've been so happy with these past years, the past 30 years. And it turns out that they are owned by a company in Michigan called Affinity Toolworks. And that is the company that has recently purchased some brands and has branded them together as something called Bora. And they're the ones that make the Bora Portamate tool base that I put underneath this grizzly sander over here, the first one that we had talked about in the video. And so I think I understand why it is that I'm so happy with that, because essentially the quality and the workmanship in that is something that is at least a part of the same family at this point of what the HTC company is. So just wanted to let you know that I'm expecting, at this point, I am expecting good long life out of that Bora Portamate base that's underneath the grizzly sander, and I would highly encourage you to try one of their products out. So I hope you found that useful. A couple thoughts that I want to leave you with as I go. The most important part about mobile bases are the wheels. Particularly when you're getting with heavier machines, you need to make sure you have good wheels. You need to make sure that you have wheels, if it's anywhere near 500 pounds or over, make sure that it's a wheel that actually has bearings on the axle. If it doesn't, it's going to be much harder to move that machine. And also leave you with a rule of thumb that I know that I've been thinking about, and I think I'm going to just start applying with any mobile base. The weight rating on it has to be double what the machine is. You don't want to have a 1,500 pound machine on a 1,500 pound base, or a 300 pound machine on a 300 pound base, or a 500 pound machine on a 500 pound base, because those weight ratings are like maximum, and you're not going to enjoy your life moving those things around your shop. So think about trying to double the weight of your machine when you're looking for the weight rating of a base. I think that was probably a fairly good rule of thumb to keep you happy when you're pushing these heavy machines around your shop. So Todd Wolfe, Made by Wolfe, encouraging you to go out and make something today. And if it needs to be on a mobile base, make sure it's a good enough mobile base, because they are not all created equal. If you found this useful, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons, and also check out the channel for other tool reviews, as well as the 2-minute tips from Todd's and some builds of some cool items. Thanks for sticking around, and hope to see you soon.